Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the law of attraction, and I want to talk to you about why it doesn't work for everybody and what people are doing wrong and what you can do to try and make it work for you. So the law of attraction, we all know what the law of attraction is. It's been around now for 20 odd years since The Secret. Well, I say it's been in the mainstream for about that long. It's been around for a lot longer. The Secret came out, as we know, and it started talking about how thoughts become things. And so people assumed and went on to the assumption that I just need to think about something and then it will magically appear in my life. So I want to think about a new bike and the new bike will appear. The problem with that is that's just not how it works. The law of attraction is essentially a mirror, and it will mirror what you're projecting. And what you're projecting is energy. And what energy comes from is essentially emotion and what you are feeling. So if you're starting to think about being, for argument's sake, rich or having abundance in your life, then you're not going to attract it unless there's an emotion attached to it, a positive emotion that matches it. Having the feeling of being rich is what will actually help you get money if that is what you want to attract. And also, it's worth stating that there has to be your dominant feeling throughout the day. One of the things that a lot of people tend to do, and I was very, very much in this boat at the beginning, is that I would manifest a thought or even a feeling for 10 minutes a day, and then I'd carry on the rest of my day. And quite often the rest of my day was quite frustrating and quite difficult and annoying, and there was a lot of lack. For example, if you're trying to manifest money, then I would probably hazard a guess that you haven't got much money. That's why you're trying to manifest more of it. So you 10 minutes a day have being rich and having lots of wealth, and then the rest of your day having lack. Well, what's your dominant feeling? It's not going to be the 10 minutes, is it? It's going to be the rest of your day. If you think about the phrase rich get richer, there's a reason why that's true. People who have lots of money don't necessarily think about getting more money. They just expect more money. It's just a way of life for them. It's not really something they have to work in terms of a mindset or in terms of a feeling. They just expect more money. I'm just rich. Money comes to me. People are lucky. There's a reason why people say they're lucky. It's just that they expect good things to happen. It's not like they have to think about good things. They just expect it. It's just a way of life. It's just who they are. It's in their bones. Often that comes down to conditioning from families. If you grew up in a poor family, you probably were conditioned at a young age that money doesn't grow on trees, for example. I had that when I was younger. And if you grew up in a family that had money, you just expect that money just comes to you. Well, we have money, we've always had money, and that's the way it is. There are plenty of examples of people who have been rich and gone bankrupt and had no money, and then guess what? They just build up their wealth and their fortune again. There's a reason why. They just expect money to come to them. So it's all about feeling, dominant feeling, and it's all about being dominant. What are you doing for most of the day, and what is your feeling for most of the day? And with just a quick side note about negative emotions, having a negative emotion, for example, anger or grief or depression or whatever it may be, is very relevant and very much a necessity. You've got to not suppress those emotions, and you've got to. What the point I'm trying to make is those emotions are irrelevant to the day. If you've got genuine grief, then you need to be with that emotion. You need to make sure you process it. Don't suppress it. Otherwise it will manifest eventually. What I'm talking about is the day-to-day stuff where you get angry driving your car to work, or where you get annoyed with your boss because he or she has sent a million emails throughout that day. That is the dominant thought, dominant feeling that I'm talking about. It's those little things throughout the day that wind you up, that put you out of the wrong feeling that you're trying to manifest. Those are the things that you need to look at. And it's all about perspective, I suppose, isn't it? Because it's very easy to get carried away with the day. It's about perspective. The different ways there's to tackle this. One of the ways is to try and be grateful for what you've got. You can talk about, like, for example, you're on the internet right now, therefore you have access to YouTube, so that's quite a good thing, right? Other people don't have access to YouTube, so you could put yourself in the perspective of, well, I should be grateful. That's quite hard to do, I find. But there's a guy called Viktor Frankl who wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. It's a really something I would recommend you look for. Viktor Frankl was in a Nazi concentration camp, and, well, you don't need me to tell you, that must have been a living hell. He developed a technique called logotherapy. Logotherapy is a technique to create a different context or meaning to a difficult situation. So his situation was probably, I would imagine, one of, if not the worst situation he could possibly find himself. He's in the middle of a war, and he's in a Nazi concentration camp where it must have been just absolute torture, day after day, week after week, month and year after year, if you were lucky to survive that long. No idea if you were going to survive, and that itself must have been a torture, never mind the hard labour, whatever it was that people were subjected to. But he found a meaning in that negative situation. Frankl saw an opportunity, in his own words, for inner triumph. I find that quite inspirational. I really do, and it puts things into perspective, doesn't it? If he can find that horrific living hell situation an opportunity within that in a triumph, then maybe you could look at your own situation and think, actually, maybe there is I can find some positive context towards this difficult situation. This is where the skill is, in my opinion, in the law of attraction. It's all about a feeling, and can you make your dominant feeling dominant throughout the day? Or are you going to get dragged into the situation? Are you going to get dragged into a future event that hasn't happened, or in a past event you regret? Are you going to stay in the moment and try and find a positive context to where you are? I'll leave you with a quote that Frankl put out there, which I think could help you. Everything can be taken from a man or a woman, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. That is the law of attraction there. To choose your feeling, to choose your attitude in any given set of circumstances. That will become your dominant feeling, and therefore that will be how the law of attraction will help you mirror what you're feeling. I hope that helps. It helped me when I first learned about it. If you do like it, please give me a like or comment or subscribe or share, and let me know what you think. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.